All right, let's dive into the drama that's been brewing between Ryan Garcia and Jake Paul. If you followed these two, you know it wasn't always like this. At one point, Ryan Garcia was the one who introduced Jake to boxing. Yep, that's right. Before all the internet beef, before the viral call-outs, Ryan was helping Jake take his first steps into the sport. Now you might wonder, how in the world did that happen? Well, Ryan, already a rising star in the boxing world, saw potential in Jake. He thought, why not help this guy out and bring him into the ring? They spent hours together in the gym with Ryan's dad, Henry Garcia, who's been a huge influence on Ryan's boxing career, showing Jake the ropes. Oh, and let's not forget, Mike Tyson himself sometimes dropped by the gym to help train Jake too. Imagine that, Jake Paul getting pointers from Iron Mike Tyson. Wild, right? But as time went on, Ryan started feeling some serious regret. He felt like he had played a major role in Jake's rise, yet Jake wasn't giving him credit. Ryan couldn't help but think, I made this guy's boxing career happen, and now he's acting like he did it all by himself. And this feeling of betrayal didn't stay quiet. It started to bubble up into full-blown frustration. You've probably seen it on social media by now, but it wasn't just private grumbling anymore. The two started throwing jabs, both literally and on Twitter. Ryan called out Jake for acting like he was a boxing genius when in reality it was Ryan who helped get him started. Jake, on the other hand, fired back with his own shots, mocking Ryan for not using his platform in the same way Jake had. What started as a little tension quickly spiraled into a full-on online feud, with both of them taking public jabs at each other every chance they got. Now here's where things get even juicier. The drama between Ryan and Jake takes a huge turn when Jake Paul announces he's going to fight none other than Mike Tyson. Yes, the Mike Tyson. The guy who was once a terrifying force in the ring and is now 58 years old. While some people think it's just a circus show for money and views, Ryan isn't laughing. For Ryan, this fight isn't just some random matchup. It's personal. Tyson isn't just a boxing legend. He's family. Mike Tyson has been like a mentor to Ryan for years, guiding him both in the ring and in life. So when Ryan hears that Jake Paul, who he already has serious beef with, is about to step into the ring with Tyson, you better believe Ryan's blood is boiling. Now let's be real. Boxing purists, the real fans of the sport, are absolutely losing their minds over this fight. They're like, wait, Mike Tyson, the guy who is knocking out everyone in his prime, is about to fight Jake Paul? This is a joke. And you can't blame them. Tyson at 58 is obviously not the same fighter he was in his prime, but still, he's Mike Tyson. This is the guy who would have demolished someone like Jake Paul in seconds back in the day. And yet here we are. For Ryan, this is more than just a bad matchup. It's a slap in the face to Tyson's legacy. So you can imagine the pressure Ryan must be feeling. He doesn't just want to watch his mentor get disrespected in the ring. He wants to make things right. If Jake actually manages to beat Tyson, which is almost unthinkable, Ryan is ready to step up and take Jake on himself. He said it loud and clear. If Jake beats Tyson, I'll finish him. I put that on my mama. That's right, Ryan's not holding back. His loyalty to Tyson runs deep, and he's willing to risk it all to defend Tyson's honor. So why is Ryan so passionate about taking on Jake Paul if it comes to that? It's not just about the bad blood between them, it's about respect. Ryan feels like he's the one who put Jake on the map in the boxing world, and now he's watching Jake turn his back on him. Ryan has worked his entire life to get where he is, while Jake, let's be real, got famous on social media first and then dipped into boxing for the spectacle of it. Garcia has spent years training, perfecting his skills, and proving himself in the ring. Jake? Not so much. But despite that, Jake has managed to sell out arenas, get huge paydays, and generate millions of views on social media, while Ryan is still out here grinding to get the recognition he feels he deserves. Ryan's frustration has turned into a deep need to show Jake Paul that boxing is not a joke. It's a sport of discipline, and you don't just walk in and take the spotlight without paying your dues. And what better way to do that than by shutting Jake down in front of the world? The boxing world was turned upside down on June 15, 2023, when Ryan Garcia tested positive for the ostarine, a selective androgen receptor modulator, SARM, banned in professional sports. The news sent shockwaves through fans and critics alike, with many struggling to reconcile the clean-cut image of King Rai with the reality of a doping scandal. For Ryan, it was a nightmare, and not just because of the suspension. The backlash from the boxing community was swift, with headlines branding him a cheater. But Ryan wasn't going down without a fight. Garcia didn't just deny the allegations. He claimed he was set up. Speaking on ESPN's First Take just 2 days after the news broke, he said, "There's no way I would jeopardize my career or my reputation. Someone's trying to take me down." His team released detailed statements asserting that the substance must have entered his system through contaminated supplements, although no concrete evidence was ever provided. This added fuel to the fire, with critics questioning if Garcia was dodging accountability. Here's where it gets wild. Jake Paul was one of the few voices who came to Ryan's defense. During a July 2023 appearance on The Joe Rogan Experience, Jake surprised everyone by calling out the media for overreacting. Why would Ryan take steroids before a fight? It doesn't even make sense. He's one of the most talented boxers out there, with or without them, Jake said. His words were shocking given their already strained relationship, but they resonated with fans who believed Garcia might genuinely have been a victim of circumstance. However, this unexpected show of support didn't last long. As their rivalry heated up in late 2023, Jake began referencing the scandal in not-so-subtle ways. In one particularly biting Instagram story from October 10th, Jake said, "A cheater will always look for shortcuts. That's why Ryan's scared to fight me." This was a turning point for Ryan, who responded publicly, tweeting, "Funny how the same guy who defended me is now weaponizing lies. Jake, you're the real cheater in life." The irony of Jake Paul's initial defense only added layers of tension to their feud. For Ryan, the scandal became more than just an attack on his character. It was ammunition for Jake to question his legitimacy as a fighter. Meanwhile, Jake's own controversial past with performance-enhancing drug accusations didn't go unnoticed, with fans calling him a hypocrite. By November 2023, their steroid-related jabs were dominating press conferences, fueling an already volatile rivalry and making the potential January fight all the more personal. Jake Paul's transformation from YouTube prankster to boxing's most polarizing figure is the kind of story that could only happen in the social media age. Back in 2018, Jake was known more for his wild antics, like staging fake pranks or stirring up drama with fellow influencers, than for anything remotely athletic. But that all changed in 2020, when Jake stepped into the ring and knocked out Nate Robinson, a retired NBA player, in just 2 rounds. The fight went viral, racking up millions of views, and Jake became an overnight sensation in the boxing world. Here's the kicker. Ryan Garcia was a big part of that transformation. In a January 2021 interview with the DAZN, Ryan revealed that he had been encouraging Jake to take boxing seriously since 2019. "I told him, if you commit to this, you can make waves," Ryan said. At the time, it seemed like harmless advice from a rising star to a novice. But as Jake's profile skyrocketed, Ryan started having second thoughts about opening that door. By 2022, Jake had fought and defeated names like Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva, proving he wasn't just a sideshow, but a legitimate contender, at least in the eyes of his fans. However, for purists like Ryan, Jake's success felt like a mockery of the sport. Ryan told the Sports Illustrated in December 2022, "I regret introducing him to boxing. This isn't what the sport is about." What frustrated Ryan even more was Jake's unparalleled ability to market himself. While Ryan, who boasts over 10 million Instagram followers, has built his following through years of hard work in the ring, Jake has turned controversy into currency. Whether it's his brash trash-talking, elaborate fight promotions, or viral post-fight celebrations, Jake knows how to keep the spotlight on himself. First off, given Ryan's recent suspension over the Osterine controversy, there's speculation this could be an exhibition match rather than a professional bout. While that might take some of the stakes off the table, the intensity between these two guarantees it won't feel like a friendly sparring session. Exhibition or not, both fighters have everything to lose. For Jake Paul, the stakes couldn't be higher. If he loses to Ryan Garcia, it's game over for his credibility as a boxer. Critics already love to dismiss him as a YouTube boxer, and a loss to Garcia would solidify that label. The millions he's made from boxing are great, but Jake is playing for legacy now. A defeat here could derail his dreams of being taken seriously as a legitimate fighter and shut the door on future big-money matchups. For Ryan, the stakes are just as daunting. Sure, he's more experienced and has the skills to win, but what happens if he doesn't? Losing to Jake Paul would be a massive blow to his career. It's one thing to lose to someone like Gervonta Davis, a proven champion, but Jake Paul? That's a loss that would follow him for the rest of his life. Garcia knows he's risking his reputation, but he's willing to take the gamble to shut Jake down once and for all. This fight also has the potential to redefine influencer boxing. Love it or hate it, Jake Paul has brought a lot of attention to the sport, merging traditional boxing with the influencer world. A fight with Ryan Garcia could be the biggest spectacle yet, drawing millions of viewers and changing how people view these crossover events. If done right, it could even bridge the gap between purist fans and casual viewers. And let's not forget the fans. Social media has been buzzing with debates about who would come out on top. Jake's loyal fan base believes his size and power will be too much for Ryan to handle, while Garcia's supporters are confident in his skill and experience. The division among fans only adds to the hype, making this fight one of the most anticipated matchups in years. So, what happens if they fight in January? It could be a career-defining moment for both men, with the potential to change the boxing landscape forever. One thing's for sure, the world will be watching.